Diamond Crew, happy 4th. Come to find out, Jalen Hurts ain't the problem. It was the turnovers. Reuben Frank set the record straight. Hard Knock got us laughing at the Giants, fumbling their offseason. Saquon is with us now, and A.J. Brown's ready to make him shine. Howard Eskin, banned from the Phillies games for some shady work. Eagles been watching the situation. Isaiah Rodgers showed out at Devontae Smith's softball game. He's ready to fight for a starting cornerback role. There's been some trade rumors. James Bradbury, Kenneth Gainwell, Josh Sweat could be out. Howie Roseman making moves to get us back on top. This right here for the G's and the OGs, but you already know what to do. But if you're new to this channel, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you always up to date. But check this out, man. The Jalen Hurts rumors are not true. Reuben Frank squashes all the talk about Hurts' leadership. Basically, nobody was tripping when we was winning. It was the turnovers, not the leadership. That was the problem. If Hurts didn't have 20 turnovers last season, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So y'all know the Hard Knocks, right? The NFL series that usually gives us behind-the-scenes look at a team during training camp. They dropped a new spin on it. Following the Giants through their offseason, this time it's like watching your rival fumble the bag, fumble their way, through putting a new team together. In this debut episode, they dug into how the Giants handled their Saquon Barkley situation. Now, we all know the Giants drafted Barkley kind of high in 2018, but they decided not to pay him this offseason. Instead, Saquon walked. And guess where he landed? Right here in the nest. Right here with the Philadelphia Eagles. In the show, you see GM Joe Schoen and his crew debating their next moves. Schoen like, we're not paying our quarterback, Daniel Jones, to hand the ball off to a $12 million running back of some sorts. They needed to bolster their offensive line and find no offensive weapons. And, and they kind of did that, in the draft and in free agency, picking up guys like Malik Neighbors and John Runyon. It's hilarious to watch the Giants squirm, but credit where credit is due. They finally made a tough call, and they tried to build around their quarterback. Still, in my opinion, their timing is off. In my opinion, Daniel Jones is not the quarterback they think he is. But look, to each his own. Y'all loss is our gain. But Howie Roseman pulling the strings for us. It looks like they fumbled big time. And Howie Roseman does what he does. He swooped in and he picked up Saquon. So hats off to the Giants for trying something new. But let's be real. They still playing catch up in this division. This is what A.J. Brown had to say about the video from the Giants Hard Knocks about Saquon. He said this: the Saquon video had me fired up, and it wasn't even about me. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you get yours, fam, at Saquon. In my opinion, I'm interpreting this like this. He's basically telling Saquon, you've been playing with that team, less fortunate. Now you with a team, you with a contender. A.J. Brown is the leader that we need. All y'all said that he was a locker room cancer. He was a diva. A.J. Brown is stepping up and being the leader that we need. He got the fan base ready to run through a wall. Just run straight through a brick wall, put on the helmet, put on the pads. We'll do anything for A.J. Brown. Let's get into this wild situation with Howard Eskin. So Howard Eskin, the guy we all know is the sideline reporter for the Philadelphia Eagles, just got himself in some hot water. According to the Philly Inquirer, Eskin got banned from Phillies games for the remainder of the season. Why, I guess you ask? Because he had an unwanted move on a earmarked female employee earlier this year. And this all just came out. Now, the Eagles are keeping a close eye on this crap since Eskin is their guy on the radio. Odyssey, his employer, said that he gave this woman an unwelcome kiss back in May. They did their own digging and decided to ban him from the Phillies games for that reason. The Phillies are back on Odyssey move, saying they work together with Odyssey and Aramark to figure this out. Meanwhile, the Sixers have already banned Eskin for their season, but the Flyers have not made the move yet. Now, for the Philadelphia Eagles, we'll see how this plays out. But the Eagles are definitely monitoring the situation. Let's hope they handle it right and keep the focus on football. Let's talk about our new cornerback, Isaiah Rodgers, and his big welcome to Philly moment. Rodgers hit up Devontae Smith's celebrity softball game at the Coca-Cola Park and was blown away by the turnout. Basically, he said it was lit out there, he said. Seeing about 8,000 fans showing up for the game and the home run derby. Rodgers didn't just show up, but he showed out, winning the derby by smashing 12 home runs in 2 rounds. Rodgers, who signed with us last August after being suspended for violating the NFL's gambling policy, is looking to prove to himself this season he's ready to turn his focus back to football. When training camp kicks off on July 23rd, he surprised everyone, including himself, on how well he did during the OTA's spring practices. He was everywhere. He even got some praise from our leader, A.J. Brown. It's going to be a heated competition with Khalil Ringo, Quinyon Mitchell. These guys are all in the mix, but Rodgers is hyped for the challenge, especially since going up against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in practice, and he knows that it's only going to make him better. But look, man, stay tuned because this battle is going to be hot as an August day in Philly. All right, Eagles Nation, let's talk about the trade candidates, as we gear up for the 2024 season. But first up, man, we got to talk about James Bradberry. Now, we all know that James Bradberry had a rough season last year, giving up a passer rating of about 114.3. He's turning 31 in August, so he is on the older side, and with this young talent like Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean stepping in, Bradberry might not have a spot. Coach Nick Sirianni is trying him out at safety, but in my opinion, I just don't see that working for a couple reasons. Would you put a guy like James Bradberry in the last line of defense? No, not me, not at all. And in my opinion, I think that a safety needs to be hella physical. Look at CJ and how he plays the game. Look, man, trading him would save us about $1.2 million in cap space. So look, man, that's still something to consider, with us being past that June 1st deadline. Next, let's talk about Kenneth Gainwell. With Kenneth being like around, I guess, number 2 on the roster, but we all know Gainwell, he entered his final year of his rookie deal. He might get pushed down the depth chart by rookies like Will Shipley. Gainwell showed promise last season, just a little bit. He wasn't the best, but he did have 547 scrimmage yards on just 114 touches, but if we don't see a long-term future for him, trading him to a team that may need a solid back could make sense. But I need everybody to stay tuned because Howie Roseman is not done yet. And I kind of got that feeling. We do have the cap space and the ambition to make this season a bounce back year. But look, man, fly, Eagles, fly. And as always, man, if you made it this far in the video, please do me a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're always up to date. But for now,
yeah, I got them diamonds on me dancing, looking like they prancing. Always on my BI, we talking about expansion. Looking at a mansion, open up the benches, hanging off the blicky, empty out the sticky, shooting like I'm Jimmy. Chipwood, this good, sorry that I'm this hood.